What's up? It's your boy K-Blao, HoodX. Go to hoodx.com, sign up for hoodx.com, get you an account, find me on there, K-Blao, HoodX. That's my channel. Subscribe to my channel, go to the bottom and click subscribe at the bottom of my channel. Alright. This obviously is a video called Why I Hate Capricorns. Capricorn, look, if you're a Capricorn, I don't expect you to like this video. Alright, even if I already know that I could say a lot of things that will completely change your life in this video, but at the same time, you still not gonna listen, you still not gonna like me regardless. Alright, that's just how you motherfuckers are. So I could do this perfect and you still not gonna listen to me. So I don't expect you to like this video. I expect you to say some stupid shit. So, you know, please, this is for entertainment purposes only. Take this with a grain of salt. Don't be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? I don't really hate all Capricorns. It's for entertainment. So I'm hoping you learn something. But like I said, even still, I still expect you to be a dick. So by all means, the comments is open at the bottom. Alright, this is why I hate Capricorns. Capricorns are the type of people that get younger as they get older. As children, they're like little old people, and then they grow into adults as they grow older, you know. But as they grow into adults, they're actually they're turning into children. These are the type of people that will die alone at work, you know, because they're assholes. These people are genuinely assholes. A lot of times, they're the perfect definition of douchebags. A lot of times, when it comes to work, they must be your priority. A lot of times, you have to make them your priority if they're going to deal with you. They will date people because they have a car. These type of people that will date you because you got a car, like, you know, at an early age in teenagers. If you date a Capricorn girl, she'll date you because you got a car, or vice versa. They will sacrifice their happiness for work. You know, they'll go to work. They'll put their family second a lot of times, and they put their work and their career first. Then they will never admit this, but they do. They're not there for their family a lot of times. They are alpha, typically, you know, the difference between an alpha and a beta, man or woman. A lot of times, Capricorns come off as more alpha. They're in motion. They're about action a lot of times. Very image conscious. They care about what people think, even though they don't want to admit it. They do have an image complex about themselves. A lot of times they're bullies as children. They order people around as children a lot of times. They only will be good a lot of times to get rewards. They won't be good just to be good. A lot of times you have to reward them in order to be good. They're very mischievous. They're perfectionists a lot of times. They expect too much from you, and they don't they don't give enough. People can be merciless a lot of times. Like I would say, the Predator. If you watch the movie The Predator is kind of like a Capricorn. Like how he's just determined to kill, and he's just on his grind. He's just determined to kill everybody that's in his way. You know, he has a say past it. That's a Capricorn. Trust me, Predator is a Capricorn. So you guys should be aware that a lot of times that's how you guys look. Very explosive with their passion. A lot of times, especially when it comes to their job and their career, sometimes they can get explosive. They have square heads. So when I see them, they got, it's true. A lot of times you look close, they have square heads. They can be selfish. A lot of times they don't share at all. These type of people don't share shit. Especially they don't share their emotions. They're not emotionally available at all. Their opposite sign is actually a Cancer. So I have another video on why I hate Cancers too. You can check that out. But you think of a Cancer, they're very emotionally available. So you think of the opposite of that. It's very cold, like ice moving through their veins, ice cold, no emotions. That's Capricorn a lot of times. So they're not emotionally available. They have a lot of skeletons in their closet. A lot of times they've been fucked up, messed up, and don't want to admit it, and get stuck in their ways, and yeah, they got skeletons in their closet. Very secretive, shady people. Okay, they can be cutthroat a lot of times, especially in business matters. They do a lot of things that sometimes it's illegal. They take a lot of risks that a lot of people won't. They are very entitled. They feel like that they deserve to be treated, you know, better than other people. They come off as snobs sometimes. They are a lot of times cheaters. You look at examples like Martin Luther King, God rest his soul, great man, but at the same time, it's a Capricorn who, it was rumored, this could be true or false, you can do the research yourself, but it was rumored that he had cheated on his wife You know, it's captured on tape. Do research yourself. He was a Capricorn. Um, Great man. Obviously, changed the world for a better place. But you know, Capricorn cheated on his wife. Control freaks. Um, Very much control freaks. They come out to cause a lot of times boring, especially in a relationship, because a lot of times they're in a routine. A lot of times they do the same thing over and over again. And in a relationship, that is like death to a relationship, and they don't care. So a lot of times they can't come off across as boring. They do have a lot of times with alcohol. They have trouble with liquor. Very unhealthy diets, horrible diets. They get sick a lot of times later on in life. Diabetes, high blood pressure, things like that, heart attacks, strokes. They want to be perceived as macho, alpha, like, you know, strength, strong people. They are, a lot of times they see themselves as leaders, but if you ain't got no love, a lot of times you're not going to make a great leader. And that's something that they have to work on, you know, with being a leader. One thing you got to say, a lot of times people just want to have a good time, no matter what they're doing. And, you know, they don't think about that. They just think about, you know, law and order, like cause and effect. And makes it very difficult for them a lot of times to be leaders if they don't have that heart. They got to turn their heart on. They are players. A lot of times, even after they get in a relationship, a lot of Capricorn men will try to be players and be around a lot of ladies and stuff and play games, or, you know, flirt games with women and stuff. They're unmotivated toward emotions either. They have no reason. A lot of times they don't see a reason to dwell in emotions either, because they only feel a lot of times that creates confusion, and so they don't make themselves available toward the emotional world either. Like I said, the opposite of them is Cancer. So, you know, a lot of times Capricorns use their logic a lot of times to cut emotion off completely when making decisions. You know, so they're not open to emotional reaction at all. They will dump you if you lose your job. If you, a lot of times you're in a relationship with a Capricorn, you got a job and you lost it, they'll dump you. It seems shallow on the surface, but in a way that their mind thinks, a lot of times it's justified because, you know, the relationship started out one way and now it's no longer that way, and that is a very important part as far as what your job and what you're doing. So that could be a reason to leave you in their mind. They will make light of death with like bad jokes, especially like dry jokes. Like there's a show called Dead Like Me. It was a great show. A lot of times that type of dry humor about death, that's right up a Capricorn's alley. So I suggest that you probably watch that show. You probably love it if you're a Capricorn. Especially with the little job, like how they got sticky notes and it's like the little job and they move around and cause death and little funny ways that it happens. That's right up a Capricorn's alley. Dates are like a job interview. A lot of times with Capricorn, you know, they want to see your status. Especially Capricorn women, a lot of times they will use men for what they can do for them more so than who they really are. You know, a lot of times they see men as opportunities, like this guy to give me a job, this guy to give me some money, this guy to give me a car. They see men as like, you know, things, what can you do for me more so than who are you. They have been accused of being one-uppers. A lot of times if you say, hey, you know, I bought a new car, they say, hey, well, I bought a new car too, or, you know, I got this new type of computer, they say, oh, I got the new iPhone, or I got the new iWatch, or something. You know, they're like one-uppers. A lot of times they're competitive and materialistic things. They always have the idea that the grass is always green on the other side, so that like a lot of times they don't appreciate what they have. A lot of times that's why they screw up a lot of times with the things that they have, because they don't appreciate it, because they're always looking for the next best opportunity, because the grass is always green on the other side. A lot of times they will stay in a relationship because they feel it's cheaper to keep her. A lot of times a relationship to them, they kind of perceive it like a business move. So if it's more expensive to go into a new relationship, a lot of times they'll stay in a relationship they are in because of the money issue, and like I said, it's cheaper to keep it. Kinkiness, taboos, they're always into taboo, like freaky, kinky, really kinky, taboo things in bed. Yeah. A lot of regret. They are full of regrets. These type of people that will calculate every move in their life, and they beat themselves up. A lot of times they get sick over, you know, this too. They mentally, that's how, you know, they don't watch their diet because they got so much going on. They get sick and they develop diabetes and blood sugar issues and all types of things because they, in their mind, they torture themselves because they're so calculated. If they ever mess up or make a wrong move, they keep running the same. They overanalyze things to the point where it makes them sick, and they're full of regrets and self-sorrow, self-pity, and beating themselves up, and that can drain a relationship. Self-sabotage. They will sabotage their own things, ideas, things that they're putting together that's coming into fruition. They just sabotage it, just sometimes on purpose, because they're beating themselves up. Very self-destructive people, and will destroy their own relationships. They can be leeches in social circles. A lot of times they don't enjoy being in the social circle for what it is. They're always thinking of it like a business move or trying to take it to the next level, to the point where they can come off as like just using the social circle to make a bigger move or like a big career move. They're like actors when it comes to their relationship. They're not really emotionally involved. They're just acting. They're just going through the motions. Like I said, they really kind of see it just like a job. Just like when you're a job, like they kind of see a relationship as a job as well. They can become slackers a lot of times when they're unmotivated. Once they do get into a regular routine, they don't. I guess the opposite could happen as far as them looking for the next move. A lot of times they can slack off. They can do the complete opposite of that. Or sometimes, where they're either really passionate to get somewhere, and then once they get there, they start slacking off. Or, that passion that they had toward getting toward the higher level, once they get, these type of people, once they get rich, they get fat, and they get just like lazy a little bit, That's just how they are. They can become procrastinators a lot of times when they get in that arena. When it's time to make decisions, they start procrastinating. Social circles, especially in social circles, Capricorn women, a lot of times you'll know that they're Capricorn women because they're talking about their ex all the time, to the point nobody even wants to hear about it. They get drunk a lot of times and start talking about their ex. A lot of times they come off as divas. Very dry people. Boring, not boring, just calculated, dry. Boring, sorry, yeah, I'm boring. Except for when they get in a job, in a position, which is why they would make somebody great, like a drill sergeant, somebody who's in the military, who can just holler at you and scream at you and tell you everything that you're doing wrong. That's right up a Capricorn's alley. And a lot of times you think about the military, it can come off boring sometimes if you're not into that world where it's just dry rules and law and order, cause and effect, and that's right up their alley. And they would love to be a great drill sergeant. A lot of times Capricorns will date somebody that's married. They're not offended. A lot of times they will play that game, dating married men or dating a married woman. They will, in a business relationship, have sex just to get themselves all the way up to the top. They'll have sex with the boss just to get a promotion, stuff like that. Can't come off as snobs. Black sheep of the family. A lot of times in their family, they are like the black sheep, the one that got sent off into the darkness, and they don't really mess with their family. They really don't associate with their family too much. They're the type of people that love disciplinary action. They would make a great dean at a school with somebody who has to watch the detention class and make sure there ain't nobody sneaking or cheating on the test. That's like, they love that type of stuff. They yearn for recognition, even though they don't never want to admit this. They are very self-conscious about their image, and they want to be told that they're doing a good job. And if they're not being told they're doing a good job, they want to know why they're not doing a good job, and they run these ideas and their thoughts in their mind until they're being told that they're doing a good job. So they need to hear that. Even though they will never admit this. A lot of times they think you have to go through pain and death, basically, in order to live. So they respect death. They respect people going through pain. They respect that type of stuff. They don't respect people who have an easy life. People who just move through life and just have a good time all the time. They don't really respect those type of people. Something like Cancer, like the Cancer mentality. It's the opposite. Capricorns and Cancer, complete opposite each other. They can be very cold, bitter people. Like I said, it's like ice cubes moving through their veins. They so cold sometimes. And they do make good groupies. If they have a chance to meet somebody famous, and they'll offer themselves to sleep with that person or do something to get some money or advance their career or something like that. Capricorns are very great groupies. A lot of times Capricorns got mean faces, like they're like all the time, like a Klingon almost, like they just notorious. Like right now, probably as they're watching this video, they're sitting with a mean face, like they need to stop that. Fear of failure. Capricorns have a huge fear of just failing a lot of times, to the point they won't even do anything. They'll just sit there and be stagnant a lot of times on a lot of dreams that they want to do. They won't, because they're scared they're going to fail. They are very prideful when it comes to especially their money, their career. If you walk, like for example, if you were walking their house and drag dirt across their floor or something like that, that is like ultimate death sentence to a Capricorn. Hard on themselves. Again, like I said, to the point where they will undo their self-undoing. They'll be self-destructive in their own thoughts. You know, running thoughts in their head and taking actions on the wrong thoughts. They will self-destruct a lot of things that they do. They won't try to make new friends. Like Drake saying, no new friends, no new friends, no. They don't trust people. They have no heart whatsoever. Self-sabotage, obsessive, very obsessive, especially with their own thoughts. You are not everybody's boss. That's what you need to learn, especially your family and your friends. You are not their boss. Alright? Stop bossing people around. Just try to have a good time a lot of times. Learn to trust people. People don't trust anybody. They don't like, even this, me telling you this video, I don't, like I said, I don't expect you to listen. You don't listen to anybody. You don't listen to the people that you're with in a relationship. You don't listen to your family. You know, you listen to when things go wrong. That's when you finally start to listen, and then you start to run those thoughts in your mind to the point you get sick. But you know, these type of people don't listen. They don't apologize when they are wrong. They mess up. It's very difficult for you to come out and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. That's something you definitely need to work on. Stop picking fights. These type of people pick fights for everybody. Like, you can be right, but still, you know, like they say in White Men Can't Jump, sometimes you win, but you still lose. You know, and that's something that you need to understand. Stop picking, you know, choose your battles carefully. As my wife told me once, choose your battles. Very serious people. Scrooge was a Capricorn. Lex Luthor, you think of Lex Luthor, the character from Superman, the super villain from Superman, the guy that was trying to kill Superman. How he's, you know, always working his way up to the top, got some type of next generation technology to do some crazy evil plot to take over Metropolis. You know, you got a lot of money, rich, doing evil, dark things. Like, yeah, Lex Luthor is definitely a Capricorn. They will do the same thing over and over and over again. They see this as wisdom, but in a relationship, people see this as boring. They see themselves as thoughtful. You know, I said other people in a relationship see that as boring. A lot of times they come across, they think they come across as ambitious, but other people will see them as snobs. They will get jealous over money. I knew a Capricorn who was a barber, and I seen him one time they didn't get in an argument, but he happened to point out once. He's like, man, that guy came into my barbershop once. He's a regular come to me, but one time he happened to jump in, you know, the next barber's chair, and he was upset about that. And I noticed that, and I was like, wow, you know. And he told him, he said, man, I didn't like the fact that you jumped in the other guy's chair. And I guess the other guy was like, man, I was just trying to get a haircut. It wasn't a big deal to me, but it really bothered him that, you know, that he didn't jump in his chair. So yeah, I noticed that, you know, he was very jealous over the money. A lot of times they are afraid of money as well. Capricorns either have a love-hate relationship with money and their career as well. They have an attitude, you can hate me or love me, I'm still going to be myself. And that's cool until karma kicks you in the ass. These are the type of people who will judge a book by its cover. If you dress nice, prepare for success, then, you know, they will take you at face value and think that it's real. I'm going to stop this and start over real quick. So, yeah, they will take you at face value. So a lot of times they don't see corruption behind the facade of the neck, the tie, or the person's nicely dressed, nice haircut, and all that. The facade. A lot of times they don't see the corruption behind that because they take things at face value. The spiritual Capricorns are very aggressive in the way that they see life and the way they control the things around them. Their families a lot of times will be mentally either elevated or mentally scarred behind the way that they control their house and their relationship. They really need counseling. A lot of spiritual Capricorn. Um, they're very greedy people. You know, they only share. I mean, and they do share with the people that they love. But if you're an outsider, they are very greedy. They will not share with like somebody who's a stranger. A lot of times, horrible leaders because they are horrible with strategy. Like when it comes to forming strategy and paying attention to, not paying attention to detail, but paying attention to the details of the details. Like there's very small subplots a lot of times. They are horrible with strategizing that and you know, forming a structured strategy that's gonna work. They horrible at that. They don't never see themselves as wrong. Even as children, they're like a little old man. A lot of times, but even when you're looking at them, you still have to vision an old man or old woman because that's how they're operating. Um, they have an attitude like they'll listen to you if you're on their level. If you can say something that's going to change their life, or it's like, yeah, okay, I'll take the time out to listen to what you got to say. They will hang out at cemeteries. I mean, not all of them, but they have that dark mentality to the point they don't mind if you're at a cemetery hanging out. It's not even a problem to them. They can be very pessimistic. They have a notion that they're the only one that gets it. That nobody else gets it. I'm the only one that gets it. I'm the smartest one. Nobody can think better than me. They get depressed when they can't pay their bills. That's very big for them. They spend money wrong a lot of times, and then when they can't pay their rent or something like that, they get behind on that. Then that's a sign to them. They get super depressed. They'll get sick. Matter of fact. Insensitive, narrow-minded. They have to be forced into change. A lot of times they won't willingly accept change. They can be very, oh my God, judgmental to the fullest. When they talk behind people's back, talk behind their friends' back, or they'll subconsciously talk about things on their Facebook, you know, or you know, just talking about people and judging people. Very calculating. Dating them is like dating somebody in the military. A lot of the times, they're so calculated that everything is so structured. It's like dating somebody in the military, and that can drive somebody crazy if you're with them dating. They have other than that, they have no real personality other than their structure, the way that how structured they are. They love to live in a box. They're like the old lady who lived in the shoe. They have old school, old style type people standing around drinking an old style beer. Like you think Capricorn, they drink old style. Yeah. They have a daddy complex a lot of times, especially in a relationship. Like they like to take care of their woman almost like a little girl. Not like a little girl, but like a daughter relationship almost, where it's like they want to be treated as daddy. They give money to them, and you know, they make sure they have a car, make sure they have food in the house, things like that. Like they like to play house and play the daddy role. That's how they are. They will treat their woman like a trophy wife. They're kind of shallow with who their wife really is and their dreams, or you know, they don't really consider that a lot of the times. They won't commit in a relationship until the very end, until it's absolutely necessary. They see it like a business move almost. They like to read people to the point where a lot of times they misinterpret it because they're reading it so deep that they don't see things just on the surface, to the point where it's like, don't overthink it. You know, as things are happening, as drama is playing out, they'll interpret it to the point where they overanalyze it, and they're always reading or overreading into things that are just playing out on the surface. They will date people based on their looks. It's kind of shallow. They like baggage because they like being a person that can correct it. And they can be like the manager to help like correct the problems that you had. They always want to be better than the next person. They're like overly competitive when it's not even necessary. Doctor Doom, which is probably Capricorn. Doctor Evil from Austin Powers, this Capricorn. Very dry, boring, trying to take over the world. Um, hard to impress. They won't tell you what's wrong with you a lot of times unless they're in the mood to tell you. Um, if they like you, they sit back and just overanalyze you and then tell you everything that you're doing wrong. They don't tell you anything that you're doing right. They only focus on everything that's wrong, and they just look, and then they start looking for those things wrong to criticize you even more. They are micromanagers. There's a difference between managing and micromanaging. These people are definitely micromanagers a lot of times. The harder that you work, the harder they're going to think they're the boss, and just it helps inflate their ego more to the point where it's like, yeah, you're supposed to be working for me. They're not as smart as they look on the surface. A lot of times, like I said before, with how they get caught in the facade of just how people dress, they don't see the corruption underneath. They're a lot of times the same thing. They're just playing the game. They're dressed nice, show up on time, be polite, be nice. They're just playing the game, but behind that, they're not as good as they are, because a lot of times they know that they'll fuck it up later. If the situation keeps playing out, they're gonna fuck it up, and they know that. They are crooked. A lot of times they corrupt, cheat. They cheat. A lot of men who are Capricorns can be misogynistic. They're almost like cavemen. A lot of times the way they approach women, instantaneously, overly complimenting them, to the point where it's almost creepy. It is hard being a Capricorn a lot of the times, and it's because that they put themselves in a lot of the situations that if you look at Jim Carrey, especially the situation he's in with his love life, if you follow the love life of Jim Carrey, you clearly see a Capricorn who probably has a lot of regrets. When it comes to romantic issues, they have no courage whatsoever. When it comes to their career, they will do all type of courageous things, but when it comes to their relationship, they will not do those same type of things, which is detrimental to any relationship that you're in. They're very calculated and cold and dry and boring when it comes to their relationships. Nothing impresses them. They want a woman who doesn't question them. Like when they say do something, the woman just does it. They see that as extra feminine. Yeah, if they fail at anything, they will get depressed. I'm just going through these notes. I don't know if you wonder why I'm slowing down. I'm just going through these notes. LeBron James, Capricorn. You see how he went from jump from team to team, did anything basically to get to the top, to get the ring. He's a great guy, but you see the passion, how he's career orientated in his career. That's Capricorn. Elvis Presley, Capricorn. Tyrese, a lot of times you watch his videos, the way he talks and things, you see the energy behind it. Definitely Capricorn. Michelle Obama, a lot of times with her face, the way she has her face like that, you see that she's a Capricorn. Aaliyah was a Capricorn. A lot of times you see her in her videos, she never really smiled a lot of times. She was very sexy, gorgeous, but she was never the type to really smile and had like a really happy, smiling personality. You really didn't see that in her. Muhammad Ali, Capricorn. You see how he was saying he was the greatest, and you see how he was his boxing career, how he propelled himself into being the greatest. Tiger Woods, Capricorn, another sports. In regards to sports, you see how he pushed himself to the top. But also, just like in Tiger Woods, you see the same thing with Martin Luther King, how he had a secret sex life, and yeah, that was why. And just like you see the same thing with Mel Gibson, who's another Capricorn, how his how that whole thing spilled out into the public with him, and definitely typical Capricorn have like secrets behind their relationships that's like buried in a closet a lot of times that they don't want the public to know about, and when it spills out, it looks a lot worse than it really is, only because they've been trying to hide it for so long. But I mean, everybody really goes through relationship issues, but the problem with Capricorn is that they try to hide it and keep it like, it's like taboo to them to put that out there like that, and by the time people find out, it sounds more scandalous than it really is. J. Edgar Hoover is another secret sex life. You see that thing going on with the Capricorn. He used to dress up as a woman. That's because of him being so career orientated that now we have fingerprinted everywhere, and the whole FBI and the Secret Service and all that. So you can thank the Capricorns for that guy. Also, if you look at Bones from Star Trek, DeForest Kelly, the guy who played Bones from Star Trek, you see his humor. He had a really dry sense of humor, even on the show, and his character, the way it was presented. Richard Nixon, Capricorns, you know, Capricorn Secrets. Edgar Allan Poe, James Earl Jones, Cuba Gooding Jr. These are some fictional characters. You look at Cyclops from the X-Men, definitely probably Capricorn. Just the way you see how he is, he's, you know, the leader. He's dry, kind of boring, and all about the X-Men, and, you know, playing his role. Cyclops is definitely Capricorn. I would definitely say the Penguin from Batman. Look at him the way he is, and the way he just moves, he's definitely Capricorn. He just has a lot of Capricorn energy. The Godfather, Don Corleone, the father. Definitely, Marlon Brando's character has a Capricorn energy. You can't refuse, you know, that dry, boring, kind of cold, calculated, business, family-orientated guy. That's definitely Capricorn. Benjamin Button, the character Benjamin Button, you see he was an old guy who turned young. Basically, that's exactly what you're looking at when you're dealing with a Capricorn. Some people say Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory. I don't really see that, but maybe some people can see that. I don't really see that. The father from the '70s show, I think his name is Red or Fred. He definitely is like a Capricorn. He's just, you know, man, that is a perfect example of a Capricorn. Somebody who's just cold, calculated, never admit to be wrong. Just, you know, he's work orientated. So that is my list of why I hate Capricorns. I hope you learned something. Like I said, I don't expect you to learn anything. I expect you to hate this video. You know, there's a lot of other things that go into astrology, which is like your birth chart and your rising sign and all those things. And that's cool, but this is, like I said, for entertainment purposes only, so please take this with a grain of salt. Don't be a dick in your comments. I mean, if you want to make fun of me and all that stuff, you talk shit, great, cool, but like I said, this is for entertainment, so don't be a dick. A lot of Capricorns, you are some dicks, and please don't be a dick in the comments. Alright, subscribe to my channel, sign up for hoodx.com. If you got any experiences with Capricorns, anything that I did say that made sense, please leave your story in the comments below. I love to read those. I love to, that's what I really make these videos for, is people that's in a relationship with a Capricorn that is looking for some type of explanation and the reason behind what they're going through and what they're experiencing. Alright, so it's good to know the sun sign, and a lot of times it does give a lot of concrete examples of why people do the things that they do. So subscribe to my channel, sign up for hoodx.com. Please subscribe to my channel. I will be dropping more videos a lot soon, shitting on the signs. If you want me to shit on your sign, leave your sign in the comments and I'll figure out what I'm gonna do next, and you'll see it on my channel. Peace.